Good day, everybody. Today we're going to do lesson plan number 9, grade 4, term 2. Our topic is fraction of numbers, and this is the link to the CAPS. So we're going to look at the resources then. We also added a maths challenge, and here we got our email address if you need more information on concrete resources. Now let's quickly look at the fraction of numbers. Now, sometimes what we do is we think because there's something new or we're not using the exact method that we've been using when we were at school, there's something wrong. But there are very small techniques built into the curriculum to help children to understand. So the focus of mathematics moved to understanding than just memorizing or just trying to learn. I always called it a little rhyme. So what we usually did when we said half of 6, we said half of becomes multiplication symbol 6 over 1. So half times 6 over 1, we cancelled out the 2 and the 6 and we get the answer. Or we said 1 times 6 divided by 2 equals 3, or half of 6 equals 2. So we did it on a very abstract form. So you might recognize some of these examples, and we will come here later on. But for grade 4 learners, it's still very important that we do it practically by using diagrams. So I'm going to do another example. So what we're going to say, what is 1/4 of 16? So what I did here is I packed out 16 counters, and what we did is we then divided them between 4, because 1/4 of 16 means that we divide the 16 by 4, and then we can see it gives us 4. So before we do any abstract with the learners, they need to take this question and change it into a representative level type of question. So it means we make use of a drawing or concrete resources. Very, very important for the understanding of fractions at a later stage. This might feel much easier or easier to teach, but this part is the part that we need to understand. Okay, it's time to get the learners so we can quickly do our mental maths for today. So we focus on the 3 and the 8 times table. So you're quickly going to do these 10 questions, the learners, and then you're going to pause and we will come back and reveal. Welcome back. So we revealed the answers. You can quickly mark and check if you are right. Okay, so we're going to start with the lesson of today. So we're first going to revise what we did previously. So we're going to say, share 15 sweets amongst 5 children. We're going to give them that sentence and the drawing. And then what they need to tell us, they need to take the sentence and change it into a sentence where we use a fraction. So what does that mean? So now we're going to say, each child gets 3 sweets. That means 3 sweets of 15 is 1/5 of the sweets. I want you to pause this activity and then ask your child to explain this to you. Let's go to the next one. So what we have here is we share 15 sweets amongst 3 children. So here we have the 3 children and the 15 sweets in total. So each child, the 3 children, gets 5 sweets. So how will I explain it? 5 sweets of 15 is 1/3 of the sweets. So now you can ask them back, what is 1/3 of 15 sweets? What is 1/5 of 15 sweets? I want you to pause and ask similar questions. Okay, so welcome back. So in this activity, we're going to look at 3 different questions, so each pink area. So the first one we're going to ask is how many sweets? So we're going to pause and then ask the learners. Welcome back. So here we have 8, 16, and 24 sweets. I just then quickly going to close up this. So we can't see the answers. So now in the next activity, what we're going to ask then is, what is half of the sweets? So, so the first one is, we know there are 8 sweets. And what is then half of these sweets? I'm just going to draw this around it so it makes it easier to understand. So 1/2 of the sweets will then be, very good, 4. So now here we know that we have 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16 sweets. So 1/2 of 16 will then be 8. Very good. And then the last one, we know we have 24 sweets, and then 1/2 of 24 will then be 12. Excellent. So what I want you to do is, I want you to pause this activity, and then I want you to ask these questions. What is 1/4 of these? One is 1/4 of this, and one is 1/4 of 24. So again, is what you can do is draw circles around it, draw shapes if you printed it out, so you can then see these. I want you to pause and do the activities. I can do reveal the answers, and then you can check it. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is this first pink square, or the pink shape. Now what we're going to ask, what fraction of 4 sweets? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/2 of 8 is 4. Here we're going to ask, what fractions of 4 sweets? So we got 4. So we're going to say 4 sweets of 16 equals to 1/4. Then we're going to look here, what fraction of 4 sweets? We got 4 sweets out of 24. So 4 sweets is 1/6 of 24. I want you now to answer the rest of the questions by pausing the video. Welcome back. If your learners struggled with some of these, you might need to go back and revise your 2 8 times tables before they complete the worksheets. You can also revise your 4 times table. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to look at these activities. And remember, when you do these activities, I want you to make drawings to get the answer. If there's not enough space here, please do it in another book. So I want you to answer question number 1, question number 2. Remember, these drawings are very important for understanding fractions. Then I want you to solve the problem, and then add the extra activities. Today we have a lot of questions that were coming from old exam papers. I want you to do this, and please make use of drawings. Like in this one, we got bananas. Draw them. In the second one, we got the character Sabrina, and she is dividing cupcakes. So we're going to draw Sabrina. We're going to draw the cupcakes. So make this a fun activity where you make the drawings of these and then solve them. I want you to pause, and I really want you all to try these 6 questions. Then we're going to come to the consolidation, and with the consolidation, if you got yes on all of them, you carry on to the next lesson. If you got some no's, you need to revise some of the questions, or contact us at SA Teacher.